Welcome back, it's me Adam. In this video, we're going to be talking about crypto, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum. And taking a look at coinmarketcap.com, we see Bitcoin at $47,736 and Ethereum at $3,281. And over the last 24 hours, we see that Bitcoin and Ethereum roughly the same, just under about 9% each. And over the last week of 7 days, we see roughly about 12% each. So we're seeing the bulk of their movement over the last 24 hours. And taking a look at the altcoins, and I don't own any myself, I'm only invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum over the long term. The altcoins, not as good as Bitcoin and Ethereum, save for about Solana, but we see the two big dogs, Bitcoin and Ethereum, leading the race over here, leading the way. When we see that they're doing well, the altcoins tend to follow, sometimes more, sometimes less. It just depends what day of the week it is. So I want to take a deeper dive and look at the charts, look at key supports and resistances of both Bitcoin and Ethereum, and maybe we can take a look as well at Coinbase and Voyager, because they're not following suit the way I was hoping they would by this point. So we'll take a look at that, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hit that subscribe button here at Unlimited Options Investing. We talk everything, stocks, crypto, options, ETFs, precious metals, all the fun stuff, and we're investing for the long term, guys. Long term is where all the gains are at. As well as always, smash that like button and let's get started. Alright, so taking a look at Bitcoin first. So on the chart, guys, the first thing that I notice is potentially a double bottom over here from the 20th of September and the 29th of September. And that is a technical pattern that we test an area of support, we find some strength, and then we test it again and find strength as well. So we only have a confirmation once it passes the resistance of about 48,000, and then we get an even better confirmation if it passes this 52,000. At that point, Bitcoin will look really strong, and then we'd be testing our all-time highs after that. But first, we need to focus on getting out of this area over here. So I'm going to be drawing a line at about 48,000 roughly or so, guys, which is where we found a lot of selling pressure earlier, over here earlier in September as well as in August. So we got to pass this area now. It's okay if we coil around this resistance point, and even if we go back down and test the moving averages, but kind of lightning bolt back up above the resistance line that I just drew over here. If we're able to go back above that, then that would be indeed very bullish for the stock. At that point, we'd be testing this $52,000 mark, and then again, if we pass that, then it would be sky high until the $60,000 mark, and then moving above that. That doesn't happen until we get out of this channel first over here. So the worst thing that could happen to Bitcoin if you're long on the asset is if it does test again the moving averages, it fails it, test the 40,000, fails that, then we'll be going back to 38,000 and then finding our way until the next buying pressure. So we still are in bullish context. Sentiment is still good around Bitcoin. There's a lot of news about it still regarding regulations, and people are still chattering about it, and there's lots of volume when it comes to trading it. So we're still in bullish context. Again, we could be trading sideways. We might go back down. We could rip higher. Anything is possible when it comes to crypto and the crazy world that it belongs to. Pay attention, guys, to the $48,000 mark if we're able to cross that over the next 24, 48 hours. So again, by either coiling or pulling back, hitting that support line, and then breaking through afterward. And like usual, guys, that I've been finding with Ethereum lately, that Bitcoin and Ethereum have kind of been trading alongside one another. Again, nothing is exact, but we see something very similar over here. Where we had that great day. I guess the last 2 days were pretty strong. And now we're meeting that potential resistance at about 33,000, to which we had selling pressure back on September 20th, as well as most of August. Same idea, guys. We want to see that coiling action, or we want to see support lines at about 3150 or so, where the moving averages are going to be. The resistance from last week becomes support, and then we rip higher toward that next channel, and then we'll see if we can test the all-time highs in a few weeks or months or whatever happens. Now, same idea, guys. If we go back and test those moving averages and we fail, and then we go back to this blue line over here, and then we fail this 2,800, 2,900, 2,700 area, where there was resistance again earlier in June, and we had an area of support back earlier this month. If we break that, then again, we'll see lower levels below 3,000 at 2,600, 2,500. But again, we're not at that area yet. We're not at that point yet, guys. But until that point, guys, again, we're stuck in this channel until told otherwise. And how do we do that, guys? From price action and volume, which is the simplest and easiest way to do your technical analysis. All right, guys, and let's take a quick look at Coinbase. And the chart is quite ugly. Remember, guys, there was a direct listing earlier in April when Bitcoin was at its all-time high, and there was a lot of hype at the time. I bought at the wrong times, guys. I made a mistake that I have learned from when it comes to IPOs and direct listings and all the SPAC nonsense and all that. So learn my lessons, guys. I've been able to average in though, and I am happy with my cost basis. I mean, I wish it was much lower, but it could have been much worse. And again, guys, the charts are very hard to read. They're very choppy. It follows Bitcoin, but at the same time, guys, there's also the news about the regulations and the SEC, and then Coinbase taking it back or whatever. And it's been messy with this stock, guys. And so similar kind of idea, guys. It's been in the pooper ever since April time, again, when Coinbase came out and Bitcoin was at its peak. And although Bitcoin has been doing well of late, this stock has been doing pretty crappy. This one does trade a little bit nicer on the chart than Coinbase, and we see that there is a support here around $12, $13 Canadian. If it breaks this area, we could see go as low as $10 or $9.50. We could go anywhere in between, but again, when it comes to these kind of stocks, guys, don't get too greedy, because you never know when it's going to turn around and just blast off. And it's, again, and Voyager is one of those stocks that I really like as a high risk, high reward play. Again, given your portfolio and how much risk you want to allot to it. But if it does fall down to these levels, I got to be prepared for it and to cost average and just have a strategy. Because again, being high risk, it has that potential. I got to be prepared for it if it does. And if it doesn't and it rips higher, then am I going to take some profit and take some off the table, or am I going to just leave it, or what? So you got to always have a plan no matter what you're doing in the markets. Alright, guys, and that's the end of my video. So let me know, guys, in the comments below what you think of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Coinbase, Voyager, or if you're in any of the crypto miners, if you're in Hive or Mara, Riot, all those fun names as well. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you're investing, trading crypto. As well as always, subscribe, like, and I will see you guys in the next video.